He's got some great impressions. There's no point doing that on the podcast. No one knows who he is, and I would hate to feel the wrath of him. But his Dave Ward impression is one of my favourite impressions of all time.
He was on the podcast. He struggled. Hello and welcome to Got a Problem Mate podcast, or welcome back if you are back.
And video cast.
That's right, it's on YouTube as well. And clips of it are on Instagram
And
Reels,
YouTube Shorts.
TikTok. Is that it?
And
X. But no one uses that anymore.
My name's Joey Page. I am the co-host of this podcast with my very good friend, Mr. BZ.
Hello. I am the quintessential comedy that you need. Joey.
Would you say that you're the straight man and I'm the lunatic?
Last week, yeah.
Well, it's funny you should say that. On last week's episode, and I don't know if this is a great place to start when you've got a guest sitting across the table having to hear this, but I don't think I'm going to be any funnier than I was last week. Possibly ever.
We have introduced something this week, which might be a regular thing.
Yeah.
JP has been swearing too much on this podcast, and we think we're plummeting down the YouTube leagues into conference.
Yeah.
So we have a swear jar now.
Right.
And he's going to drop his money in when he curses.
Yeah.
So
if there's a big combo, or I use the C word.
What?
I'm not going to do it. I'll put a $5 in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, we've just got some coins. It's very optimistic that I'm only going to spend £9 on the podcast today.
Well, we'll see.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Good.
Yeah?
Gigging.
You sure about that?
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. Just you said it like you wasn't sure.
No, it's fine, isn't it? Very tired from the travelling.
You got to get a car, mate. I don't know how comedians that don't drive do it.
It's
I
really
was talking
hard,
last week about the train strikes.
I get Garrett Millerick to drop me home.
All
the way home, which is very nice.
That's nice. All
He's
the way
done that
home.
Before. He's dropped me all the way home.
Our guest today, Garrett Millerick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. You would just say a name that.
It'd be very rude if
context.
he wasn't our guest.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was someone else.
Before we introduce him, though,
Yeah.
I want to know about your problem this week.
Which one?
You got to check your notebook. It can't be that much of
check
a
my
problem if you
notebook.
don't know what it is. Should I tell you what mine is?
No, I got a good one for him. Yeah, go on.
I've been gigging a lot also, right? And by no means do I just want this ever to become a podcast where we just talk about being comedians, because that is fucking bullshit.
That was 2.
That's 2. But I didn't even do that for comedy effect.
I know.
I've got a problem. Right, my problem is, I think, and I know it's scientifically proven that this is a thing, yeah? I think I've become addicted to McDonald's. I'm buying an extraordinary amount of McDonald's when I'm out gigging.
What are you getting?
I don't even realise I'm doing it sometimes.
What are you buying?
Huh?
What's your order?
Well, unless they've got a special on, which can change things. If they've got a good special burger, I'm either having a quarter pounder meal with a vanilla milkshake
Large.
and no, not large,
Vanilla milkshake.
and a side of 6 nuggets, or
Yeah.
I get a chicken sandwich meal. But on top of this, I've also, I don't know if I've talked about this, but it's been bothering me for a couple of months. I've torn the ligaments in my foot. It's not getting better, right? And actually, I think it's getting worse. So I'm putting on a bit of weight. But not only that, it's given me a limp. And I think all of these things are affecting my confidence.
Bloody hell.
So that's my problems today.
Okay.
Yeah?
I mean, mine was that I've got to go to a wedding tomorrow, wife's friend.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 12 hours.
What time does it start?
11 a.m.
And what time you got to be there?
About 11, yeah.
Not 10:30, because you've been the best man, even though...
I'm not the best man.
Oh, yeah, but you don't know that till you get there.
No,
sometimes.
It was my
Okay, let's
best
introduce
man.
our guest, and then he can get involved in our problems, and we'll find out what his is, and
Yeah.
we'll answer an audience one, etc. That's how the podcast works. Which, if you're enjoying it, please do like, rate, and subscribe. Give us 5 stars, etc., etc. Get your problems into @gotaproblemmate@gmail.com, or use the hashtag GAP, M ?
Can't put a comment in a hashtag.
It's time to welcome to the
Today's
show.
guest is one of Britain's brightest stars in comedy and podcasting. and
we'll find out
a
today.
bit of theatrey. Is that right?
We both do an intro, don't worry. Mine's going to be better than that.
Okay.
And he's one of your most quintessential comedy ones that you're going to want to see.
I think you need a swear jar for quintessential because that's the second time you've said it.
Yeah,
today.
but it's a good word.
But you're not using it right.
He is You think he's not?
Quintessentially what? You can't say he's quintessential.
He is really.
Matt Ewins used to say I was the quintessential club comic, which is not a compliment. How he meant it. I think it can be a compliment.
It can be a compliment.
Yeah, but not how he meant it.
I'm going to do mine.
Okay, I'm excited because that was rubbish.
Yeah, it was really
I'm never
rubbish.
driving him home again.
This gentleman, from a background in theatre, became an absolute massively talented stand-up comedian who I greatly admire. Whenever I'm stuck on how to approach a subject, I'll often think of how Garrett might do it. And he has shot up through the ranks and overtaken me, which I'm not bitter about at all in the short time he's been a stand-up comedian. But I also love having fun with this guy at festivals. And he said one of the funniest things to me that someone's ever said, which I will reveal once we've done this intro. Please welcome to the show my good friend, boy is he looking great, it's Garrett Millerick.
Yeah, but that's sucking up.
No, it's not.
It is. Your one.
You're supposed to suck up in an intro.
I called you the quintessential.
You did, but you also said you were also unsure of my CV, which you should have checked before.
Yeah,
basic.
Well, I was going off what you told me.
I've never seen. I've never seen that. You do like a football thing on the internet, don't you?
Yeah.
Where you pretend to be a footballer or something.
But he knows
pretend to be a football.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Yeah.
All this.
No.
So if I was introing you on a podcast that I had that you hadn't listened to, I would just be like, "This is Bilal. I met him 6 years ago in a bar in Edinburgh.
Yeah,
and we get on quite well. And sometimes if he's on, I will stick my head round and watch a bit of his set, which I don't always do with people. Yeah, that's
really sweet. Yeah.
See,
that's a good intro.
It's
that
all
was
right.
the best intro.
When you're at a festival,
never watched
Joey.
Well, you got upset the last time I saw you did that thing where you had the two pizza boxes and they were talking to each other.
No, okay. Okay. The last time we gigged together was in Alsager, somewhere like that, up north.
Oh, yeah.
You were comparing.
Yeah.
You said this gig's going to be dog shit and it's somewhere.
I always say that. Yeah.
This gig's going to be unworkable. And you were comparing.
Yeah.
And I had a very nice time.
Okay.
And so you could watch that because you were
I'd set it up well.
You were actually work.
But I just you were on. I started my watch and I went backstage and doom scrolled on my phone, and then came back out. And you were like, "How was I? How's my new style?" And I was like, "I don't know, Joey.
I've got good."
Do you remember the gig we had together not that long ago where you were emceeing? I was opening, but we weren't sure if the headliner was going to come.
Yeah,
so you were like, "Do you want to do an hour?"
Yeah.
After opening,
because I didn't want to do it.
I was going to just do an Edinburgh preview to those poor people.
Because I didn't want to do that.
We had a bed in the dressing room.
Yeah, it was good stuff. And a little balcony. We sat on the roof of this little theatre, and we had some sparkling water and looked at
into each other's eyes.
We were looking at the river actually.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was in the summer. The sun was out, and then we had to go into the dark and
perform,
tell jokes. Yeah.
That was good though.
Yeah.
So here's what I would like to say.
Yeah.
Me and Garrett were at a festival with some other comedians. A good friend of ours, Ben.
Yes.
And at one point,
from TV's Pappies.
Yeah.
And actually, Will, you watch podcasting's Pappies now. They're giants, aren't they? You've got viewing figures
up the wazoo.
Yeah.
That's what people say, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what you say.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing you should say if you don't want to put money in the swear jar. So up the wazoo. Be a bit more charming.
There's only $2.50 in there already.
Yeah. You only brought £9. So.
I know, but I'm saving the $5 for a great big.
Yeah, well, Bilal said I could swear as much as I like.
You can do it. You're like your guest.
Yeah, you're fine. You don't have a problem.
But that is the problem. Solving that problem when you're going out on all of the YouTubes and stuff. Bleep it, because bleeping is funny.
Yeah,
that just ups your laugh rate immediately. Just come in there, just bleep Joey out, and
just everything I'm saying.
Ideally,
especially if I deliver it like I'm swearing like this, it looks like I'm on a tirade. Just bleep that whole thing out.
Yeah, just bleep it out. So much. I used to have a Billy Connolly CD where all the swearing was bleeped out, and when I was a kid, it used to make me giggle a lot. And then I heard a version of those songs without it bleeped, and I just don't like it as much.
Yeah, it's interesting. Have you seen Arrested Development?
I have, yeah.
They bleep the swears in that.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's very effective.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's very funny.
So we're giving them extra work now.
Giving Kay's extra work.
Yeah.
He's already a broken man. He's already got
an excellent
a cold.
piece of advice, so I'm going to take that.
It's Bilal.
I didn't know that's how that works.
I don't carry cash.
So there's a fee.
Yes. But the funniest thing.
So we've got to solve problems. That's what you're doing here, lads.
We'll get to that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We've got an hour. We've got an hour, haven't we?
An hour?
Yeah. How long did you?
What time's your lunch?
I've got to go for lunch. Yeah.
Wait, what time?
So we're in out. These 30-minute episodes, aren't they? Oh, you edit them down.
No,
you don't.
Nothing gets edited.
Nothing gets edited.
This stays in.
This is all in.
This is in. It's just like
it's just like
three. Yeah. It's like two friends and then a third friend, or sometimes when we're struggling for guests, just anyone just having a chat. Anyway.
So essentially, it's just people sort of sat overhearing it. This is it. This is the podcast.
Anyway.
Right. Okay.
But the funniest thing, and I've given it too much for build up now because I've tried to start this 3 times, but it made me.
You keep saying the funniest thing.
Yeah, it was. Was when we was in a group of people, and Garrett ushered us away. And I'm going to swear here, but I'm quoting, so that's allowed, right?
Can't you just
loophole?
Oh god,
loophole. He was like, "Sorry, lads, I had to get us out of there. The conversation was fucking rancid." Because it was so boring. But the point I want to make is that's how good this guy is with language, and that is why you are one of my favourite comedians.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
No,
your use of language.
Use of language.
Yeah.
So the conversation was rancid.
It was rancid.
There's a guy who's at a music festival. I think one of the best music festivals in the world.
Yeah.
And he brought a crossword book and kept trying to get people to do crosswords. So we were all there, in the music, trying to enjoy the festival on the festival's terms.
What's 4 down?
Yeah, and literally that.
Another word for turkey.
Absolutely terrible. And I was there was a point later on. It might sound awful here, but there was a point later on in the evening, or early the next morning, where we were sat round, and this person was still doing it, and we kind of got trapped in this thing, and I couldn't sort of express how much I didn't like what was going on, and I was sat next to Ben's partner, and we'd all had a few, but I just had to show her on my phone on my notes.
We need to leave.
No, I just wrote these people are fucking dweebs, and I'm not the coolest guy in the world, but like this was, and she started laughing uncontrollably, and then did the natural thing of going to share with the group, and I was like, no. No, we mustn't tell the crossword.
That's not how this works.
Yeah. Now, I don't normally get into comedy stuff with our guests because I think there's a lot of people that watch and listen to podcasts.
A lot of people like it,
care less about comedy.
But podcasts are just comedians talking to other comedians about comedy. That's what a podcast is.
Yeah, but we've had.
Do they do other types?
We've had other guests on it that aren't comedians.
Yeah, we do that.
Huh?
Why?
It's to try and broaden our appeal.
Yeah.
I don't listen.
You're like this.
Yeah, I don't listen to podcasts.
Do you know who's on the episode 2 weeks ago? And if you haven't, you should totally check it out.
Kurt Vile.
No, the lead singer of Warm Duscher.
Is that right?
Yeah. Do you know that?
I've seen Warm Duscher.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where.
That is right. It's 2 weeks ago.
It's 2 weeks ago. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you record it this morning?
It's not out.
No, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet as we do this today.
Yeah.
But it's out next week as we're saying this now.
Because you record a lot of these in one day and then pretend that it's every week.
No.
Changed. No. Oh, yeah. Because you were wearing an orange top when I arrived.
Pink.
He's done us right up. He's exposed us.
The magic of pop-up. This isn't even a real wall.
Yeah,
Whoa, what? It's all green screen.
Well, this
isn't a tablecloth.
This is the magic of getting comedians in rooms. So this is just mates talking. We're talking behind. So that's, you've signed into...
behind the scenes. This is what you get on the Patreon if we had one, but it's coming soon.
Have you not got a Patreon?
It's coming soon.
Right.
Basically, what's happened is...
You've got to think of something worth charging for.
No.
Because you haven't got something worth listening to.
What's happened is... Daddy has been way busy, and now I'm a bit less busy. We've got time to sit down and work out what's going to be on the Patreon.
What on earth have you been doing?
I've been supporting Mark Simmons on tour.
Oh.
I've been gigging a lot, and I've been
Mark Simmons, who was on last week.
Yeah,
I saw him last week.
Yeah,
that was
coming up the stairs.
He was just in the building.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
Mark Simmons has not left the building.
No.
He's still here.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
But. I wanna talk to you because you said it at the beginning there.
Call me anytime you like.
About I'm trying to.
You didn't need to do this.
I'm trying to do a professional broadcasting.
Just to have a chat.
We actually very rarely speak outside of comedy.
There's no reason to. That sounded awful. Sorry. But when we do chat, it's nice. You should call me more often.
All right. I can do. I can see what Garrett's problem is. I don't call him enough.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to talk to you about comedy a little bit.
Oh God. Okay. Good.
You were talking about the Billy Connolly CDs.
Yes.
Am I right in thinking you was quite a big fan of Ben Elton?
I was a big fan of Ben Elton. Yeah.
Still
am.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to give you.
I'm
the
willing
option
to say that on a podcast.
Yeah.
I like Ben Elton.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
And that is, I feel like they're two really good indicators of influence.
Is that
Of
controversial?
what you do? No.
I think Ben Elton. People decided to trash Ben Elton for a while.
Oh, they just think he's not very good.
No, because Stuart Lee did it.
Oh.
And then people when a famous person who's in the thing in the zeitgeist does it, then lots of people think it's cool to do it.
A week ago, when I supported Mark Simmons at Leicester Square Theatre, aka last night, I used the same kettle as Stuart Lee had used.
Did you?
Could you tell?
Because he's been in there, so he must have.
Yeah.
If he's had a cup
If
of
we
tea.
were just having a conversation
Yeah.
in a pub or in a green room or something, and we hadn't put all this around, I'd do my Stuart Lee impression now, but I'm not going to do it on a podcast because it's actionable, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, he'd get upset. I'd end up in one of his emails.
In the list.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would he
I long
see
to
the
be-
funny side?
I don't think he's famous for that sort of thing. I'm already saying too much.
So I just wondered, are there any other influences that No. You haven't even watched one of my sets.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's not
Fashion-wise,
it's not my kind of thing.
You saw the pizza box thing?
I saw the pizza box.
I don't do that. I haven't done that for like 10 years.
You saw that 10 years ago?
Go to the programme.
And I was like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Although he's a
It's
nice
changed
guy,
now.
I'll do his podcast. Yeah.
It's changed now.
Yeah, I know. I follow you on Instagram. I've seen your clips.
robust.
He's clever
I'm
now.
really trying.
No, I'm messing with you.
I know.
Of course.
I'm
I've
really
seen
trying
it.
He's
with them
intellectual now.
I watched-
He used to
No,
come
I'm
out
not.
on stage and say...
I'm like Ben Elton now. I just like to rant about
Is that
things
why
like
you bring
coffee
it up?
shops.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
But I was just wondering
So
who
when
some
you-
of your other influences were.
Um,
Because I'm trying to rip you off. That's where we're going. But
we just start with me. You just my stuff's commercially available.
yeah, I've listened to it all on my long journeys.
Yeah, get my albums and stuff,
I've
and you can
listened to
start
them,
there.
I've
You
got
don't need to
them, I've
go.
got them.
You don't need to go
You've got to
further
go
back
back
to
up,
my
yeah.
influences.
Yeah.
This is your.
I just like to know.
like
Because it is unusual that somebody as young as you would have been listening to Billy Connolly albums. Like, it's unusual that you'd be into comedy at such a young age, I guess.
I got into comedy. Yeah, I suppose it was 9 or 10 when I first got into
that's young,
stand
isn't
up. You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the sort of people who would be upset if someone brought a 9 or 10 year old.
You got older siblings?
Yeah, not remotely interested in comedy.
Oh, okay. So how did that happen?
I've got one older sister, and we share no interests.
Oh.
Yeah, she likes different things to me. She likes I don't know,
Girl stuff.
Yeah. She was very into girl stuff growing up, and I was into Ben Elton. Famously a very male pursuit.
Do you remember when you first came across Ben Elton?
Yeah, I really like Blackadder.
Okay.
And then, the names of people who when you get to that thing when you realise, oh, this was written by somebody, and you go,
Okay.
and I think my mum got me a Ben Elton stand-up cassette for Christmas.
Wow.
For his 1989 tour.
I actually took a picture of Rick Mail into the hairdressers and said, "Can I have that haircut?"
We nailed it with the Lord Flashheart tash and everything.
But you were like 10?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a grown-up gift. Was it appropriate, the stand-up? It wasn't sweary or
A lot of
anything?
swearing.
Well, I mean, she's got a rod for her own back. I don't think she's particularly pleased how things ended up. She would have liked me to have been a lawyer or something like that.
Oh.
But I swear at people for envelopes full of money.
What do you think you would have done if you weren't a stand-up comedian?
I don't know. It's too, I was trying something in the arts. Yeah, like
Do
this
you
was
know-
this was an accident. I didn't mean to become. I wanted to be a theatre director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that on another podcast, actually.
Would you still do that now?
Direct a play?
Yeah.
No.
Not interested?
Put the script away.
What about
no,
if we came up with a...
Definitely not.
Oh.
What about the script?
I don't-
What about the
it's
the
very,
podcast?
very
the
difficult.
scripts,
Have you ever
the podcast?
Have you ever spent any extended periods of time with actors?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be why.
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Like to the point where now, when I meet an actor and I get on with them, I'm surprised.
Actors are absolute nice people.
Oh, I thought we were going to get
We're going to get controversial.
No.
I mean, a lot of my best friends are actors.
Yeah.
But that's just due to circumstance.
No,
proximity.
but some are very arrogant people.
Well, I think comedians are also awful, but you can. So if you are feeling particularly awful, you can make a couple of phone calls and go and purge your awfulness on a stage and sort of reset the balance. Comedians do have that. Whereas for an actor to purge their awfulness, they need to go through an audition process or wrangle money or get Arts Council funding and stuff. So the release valve for the neuroses is not quite as readily available.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah. So I think, very much they suffer from all of the same problems as comedians. I wouldn't direct a play with comedians either. I mean, this hour here, this is about as much time as I want to spend with anyone who works in the arts.
Do you do any acting?
In a single day? No.
Never?
I just haven't. I haven't done.
Not interested.
Well, a lot of people think I am an actor because I come across like that, I think. It's because I'm an arsehole.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm open to it. If anyone listening to the podcast wants to cast me in something.
What would you like to be?
In an advert.
Oh, that's what you want.
3-day shoot abroad, selling myself
in Mexico.
Yeah, crisps, insurance. Actually, ideally, I'd like to be in an advert for something I morally oppose.
Gambling?
Then
you get material out of it.
No. I want to sell. I want to sell out.
Okay.
I want to put a price value on that, and I don't know. It hasn't been tested.
And
but
what's
I figure
your worst?
It's low.
What do you think the worst thing is? Like payday loans or?
Yeah, payday loans. Something really victimizing people like that.
Yeah,
gambling.
Yeah, gambling. Something nasty.
E-cigarettes. What's that stuff you like? Snus.
Oh, you were telling me about this early in the summer.
Yeah, it's not good.
I didn't remember, but it's.
It's these little pouches.
Yeah, the pouch. That's it. It's like it's like chewing tobacco, but not. It's like a little pouch, like a Nicorette gum, but you get it's
like a cowboy.
But it comes in like a miniature tea bag.
Is that why you do it?
You put it.
Do you want to be a little cowboy?
Yeah,
but without being able to spit tobacco in.
In a pub.
Yeah.
Should we get into chewing tobacco?
No. Can I tell you about this? Right. So, my mate Kishore.
Yeah.
We all know him. He used to see this girl who was Swedish. She used to put it up her gums all the time on this snus, right?
Yeah.
And we were in the pub, and someone offered us one.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Bilal offered me one.
I was like, no thanks.
It's a pusher.
And then Kishore went, I'll have one. I went, well, is it Kishore? Like, if you're having one, I'm gonna have one. Cause
didn't want to be left out.
He went, Joey, you wouldn't be able to handle it. And I went, don't worry about me. And I put it up there, and within about 2 minutes, my legs are all wobbly. I felt like I was going to be sick. I tried to go outside. I was like leaning on a lamppost. Someone walked past. I know. I was like, how many you had? And I was like, just half a beer so far, but I can't. Oh, it's horrible. And it's put me off.
But those are the super strong ones. You can get
I don't want any.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on the vapes at the moment because I've given everything else up. So it's the only vice I've got left. And it's ridiculous. I'm on two vape a day habit. And I can't. I should buy one of the full iPods and put the juice in myself, but I feel like I've crossed a line.
You don't want to commit to that.
Yeah, I've crossed the line.
But they're getting rid of the disposable ones, right?
Yeah, and when they do, I'll stop.
Okay.
Because I'll have to. Because I'm not buying one of those.
You're not buying an EpiPen.
Yeah, the huge calculator things with a little. What
charge your phone?
Yeah. What is the display on the side? You've got a liquid crystal display on the side of a vape. What data are you getting?
Mad, isn't it?
It's like, it's cooking.
Yeah, I've no idea.
No.
I don't.
If you have one of those, you're an arsehole.
Oh.
Yeah.
What flavour do you have? Do you have a specific?
I've got
blue.
It's going to
be
raspberry.
It'll be blueberry. This one is it's blueberry.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Blueberry.
This is
Are we allowed to advertise these on YouTube?
I think it's all right. Oh, this is like Joe Rogan's podcast now.
Yeah, Bryce. We'll get thrown out of here because the fire alarm's right above there. Shouldn't.
Would it go off?
It's trying to be
from that?
Musk there. Well, apparently that's what they said. That's why they say you're not allowed to vape indoors.
I think
because they go, it sets a fire alarm.
I think
just say it's annoying.
I think it's rubbish. Like you're not allowed to use your phone at a petrol garage, or you have to have the armrest down on a plane.
Or like
bollocks.
Do you aeroplane mode? What?
Yeah.
Aeroplane mode when the flight's taken off.
They don't have those for those.
No, but why do you need to do that?
Well, the big ones might do. That might be what the screen is.
It's got aeroplane mode.
Yeah, but you can go on.
Do not disturb.
You can pay £6 to have like 1 gig of data on the flight.
Have you ever tried though? Have you ever used it?
I'm not that desperate.
Woeful.
And I can't really read, so it's not. I'm still not doing it, no.
You look like somebody who can't read.
Yeah.
You can
But you've
read.
worked on that.
Well, you've heard me read these out.
Well, you
on here.
struggled, but that's because you've not slept and you've had 2 coffees.
Yeah.
Why have you not slept? I've not slept either. That's why this is so...
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you sleep?
I've got a 2-year-old. What's your excuse?
Got a girlfriend. And no, so basically, at Mark Simmons' gig, she came up from Lewis to see me support Mark Simmons. The trains were messed
Your
up.
girlfriend?
Yeah.
That's nice.
The trains were messed up, so she caught the last 3 minutes of my set.
It's probably for the best.
And then, so she was going to get the train back down to Lewis.
There's no need for it, is there? It's absolutely...
She was going to get the train back down to Lewis. And I felt bad about letting her go on her own because she'd only come up and hardly seen anything.
So you
I went
did a
with
gig
her.
for her on the train back to
No,
Lewis.
I just went down with her, and then I got the train in this morning. But I got up extra early because the trains
Where's
were
Lewis?
sort of on strike near Brighton.
Right.
And then,
Can you not get a local girlfriend?
well,
Because
clearly
there are
not.
settings for that on the apps.
No. Well, yeah, but so interesting story.
Yeah.
She was
Is it-
local
is it though?
on the app,
Okay.
and then a week after meeting her, she got a job in Lewis, so she had to move.
Right.
Got a job.
She has got a job.
She
So
told
you-
me.
Besmirch my girlfriend. She's employed.
You dated a local girl under false pretenses.
Yeah.
Did she say on the apps that she was looking for work outside of town?
I don't think she knew she was.
I
gonna get offered
wasn't
this job.
insulting your girlfriend, although I did, but I meant that she moved away from you and pretended she got a job.
Well, she's still seeing me.
Yeah?
She came up.
Sure?
She came up to London to miss his set.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the trains. I do want to workshop my problem though.
Okay.
Okay.
Bang, back on track.
The McDonald's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the same problem. I had a McDonald's last night. I didn't want one.
Now,
You never want one.
you,
They keep whistling to me on the radio.
You've gone healthy, though. You've changed your life
Yeah.
somewhat.
Somewhat.
And so have you stopped drinking?
Mm-hmm.
And
Completely.
Last time I saw you, that gig we were talking about, you were eating a lot of fish. Did I remember that right?
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
at the gig.
Just backstage eating a
It's
big
coming out there
salmon.
like Gollum.
Luckily, there was a cockle man outside. Cockles and whelks.
Yeah.
And pub car.
No, fish, not
Not
Um,
mollusks.
Not that.
So, do you have things like McDonald's a lot less than you used to?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in the problem with I was hopelessly addicted, like Joey is now. I've been in the ravine of pain that Joey's in, limping around the place. I was limping because I had gout.
Oh.
I had gout very badly.
Really?
Yeah, really bad gout.
What if mine's gout and not a
You've
ligament
you've got
tear?
gout, man.
It might be gout.
You've got scurvy.
You're quite sort of,
Quite pasty face.
yeah, pallid.
Yeah.
Devastation around your eyes.
No, I've always had that.
Yeah.
Even since I was 7.
But yeah, no, it's just on the road. I mean,
Yeah, it's really hard.
The issue is, good. I think I saw a comment. I think it was Mike Babiglia in his set. He was talking about this problem of eating pizza late at night because I think the line he had was, bad food stays up late.
Yeah.
Good healthy food goes to bed early, and it is true. You can't. There isn't anything available in a service station that's not garbage. Past, I think all of the other franchised outlets close at 10.
Yeah.
So if you want, like Macca's is open 24 hours a day. So
Yeah.
if you just want ballast,
Like Tesco meal deal is the healthiest you can get, isn't
And
it?
that's
And
not
even
right.
then,
awful.
there
You may as
won't
well
be.
eat the bag. It's awful stuff.
That's what I'm going after this, to get a Tesco's meal deal.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to Macca's. I did that. So like Mike Babiglia was talking about.
I saw that show.
It was good, wasn't it? By the time this goes out, it will be over. So you have to wait for Netflix, but it's well worth seeing. But yeah, he was talking about a type 2 diabetes diagnosis and wanting to be around for his daughter, and so having to get healthy. And I really related to a lot of that because I was pre-diabetic.
I got quite sad in that bit.
Yeah, I was pre-diabetic, and I
What does that mean?
It's careful now, son. You're about to tip over the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the doctor
Wow,
says to you.
okay.
So I was right on the precipice of going.
Oh, well done.
Full blown.
You really flipping.
And well done for not
yeah.
being one of those people.
Yeah.
It's quite a rare
I wouldn't have
condition.
mentioned it unless you
No.
brought it up.
No, but well done for being one of those people. It's quite rare, but you do see them that say diabetes.
What?
That-
Beatist.
Yeah, but no, people say instead of diabetes, they say diabetes.
Do they?
Yeah, there's people out there that say
Oh, I
that.
don't
Who have you been hanging out with? So yeah, no, I did all that. I got
Do you find it annoying when people say that you look great now? Because it's probably been happening a lot.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening a lot.
The
one that people want to know the secret. That's the thing, because obviously we're all into body positivity. But I'm going to joke about this. I was very close to getting type 2 body positives, which is the problem with body positivity. I've never been a particularly body positive. I've never been like even when I was like nearly 20 stone. I knew it was bad. I wasn't being like, I'm radiant. I just like carbs and melted cheese and drinking. But I was aware of the science. I wasn't, sort of ignoring it. But then people do ask you, like, what's the secret? And I think they want like an app or a pill or something. You go, unfortunately, and no one's more angry about this than I am. But it turns out Joe Wicks was right. Yeah, it is just.
What did he say? He really
eat broccoli and exercise. Yeah, it's basically it's a science-based thing, and it's you get told it when you're very young. It's sort of number of calories in minus calories burnt. You're gonna you're gonna lose weight if you're in deficit. If you've got too much, because you're not moving now because your foot.
I've stopped drinking because of this, because I don't.
You're gonna have to. Yeah.
Well, I've had to until my foot's better.
And also because you're driving.
Well, yeah, there is that. Yeah.
It's essential on a number of fronts.
And after what I said about the train drivers last week, I've been banned from the trains. So I do have to drive over there.
You wouldn't notice. Banned from the train season ticket. The end result is exactly the same at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, Bilal will tell you. Yeah. That's why he doesn't gig.
I know. Well, that's not why, but...
No, just leave him that.
You were being mean to me, so now I'm passing it on.
But I like him.
Yeah.
I've been banned from a lot of clubs for doing freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I'm saying it like it is.
The wokerati are after you, are they?
Yeah.
Well, I just think, thank God you're there saying it.
Yeah,
That's what you need. I mean, people won't come out and publicly say this to you, but
they can't, because they'll lose everything.
Whatever random minority group you decided to attack today, thank God you're doing it.
And then you're gonna
don't clip.
You're gonna desperately. You're gonna be emailing us like, please delete that bit. Because then you lose everything.
I lose everything. But it's just I'm not
brave. It's
brave.
having a go at the Irish, isn't it?
It is.
You've been having a go at the Irish, have you?
Irish, Welsh.
The Welsh have no sense of humour about themselves whatsoever, and the Irish, I just watch it because historically very good at holding a grudge. They're not a group of people who are like, we're just going to let that go.
Is this why you have to keep moving?
Yeah. My wife is half Northern Irish.
Right.
Did you know that?
No. Sweet.
So I'm on that.
Did you know that at home, guys? And did you care? All right.
So you've been having it at the Irish. What other minority groups are you?
All of them.
All of them. Yeah, good.
All of them. Yeah.
They get too much airtime.
But seriously,
I try and get through all of them in an hour.
On a serious note, what is the secret? But also, is it even more annoying if people say that they preferred you before?
Are you going to say that? My friend Sam's like, since we text message going, I miss my beer swelling fat friend. He sent me a little video of myself drinking Guinness outside a pub on a small island somewhere.
On a serious note, did you find in any way it's impacted how you are on stage because you now look different?
Yeah. It's we're coming out and sort of doing material. I was working with a director this summer who I was doing some stuff and he was like, you don't read as a sort of sweat, like it was a hulking sort of 20 stone mess. Sort of, you're immediately like an underdog position. We can come out and sort of complain about things and talk about
your sexy,
talk about your lifestyle, and just don't. So you don't. It's been relatively sort of quick. I don't read to an audience. I had to kind of relearn that because I don't read to an audience how I am in my head. So yes, I had to sort of adjust or acknowledge it. Rather than go out, I couldn't come out and be like, I've been drinking all day and I've got gout. And people used to go, look at the fat mess. Of course he has. And I go out now, they're like, you don't look like you've been drinking all day and you've got gout.
Yeah. You look like you've been reading
you'd be like,
Harry Potter.
Why would you say that to me? It's the meanest thing you've ever said. I've actually, apparently on another podcast, I really went into one about Harry Potter and I was told I've gone viral on there.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Was you trying to bait him there, Bilal?
Yeah, he was. He was trying to get some of those.
Just a bit of bantering. I forgot that though.
Yeah, Mark Jennings. It was last year. I was still fat. Having a go at J.K. Rowling on a podcast, not for the reason everyone else is having a go at J.K. Rowling. I had a new take on it. Well, my take was actually older than the thing, but I was told recently it's gone It's gone mad on the
banana.
on the
we need
TikTok.
Garrett to do something now that's going to.
What about Lord of the Rings?
I'll say something
Do you want
contentious.
to slag off Lord of the Rings?
Star Trek.
It's too long.
Anything else?
It's too much of it.
Star Wars.
Too much of it.
Okay.
I just trying to watch the new Star Wars. I can't muster a fuck for it anymore.
I've never seen a Star Wars.
Well, that's ridiculous. The first 3 are great. I had a routine of. I just want to repeat myself because it's all coming out on my next album. But I had I'll plug it here. Get my new album coming out later on in the year.
When we put this out.
Yeah,
put it out
this week. We can pretend that Joey's had a problem with McDonald's.
Yeah,
you might be a sham by the time you put this out. Have we started yet?
Yes.
Yeah, we have.
We're nearly finished.
Great. Time flies. Yeah, there is no secret. It's just that. It's just you've got to exercise. Like the people going the Babiglia show going, it was absolutely amazing. I was like, I don't know. I thought I was probably going to die from ill health earlier on this year. I was concerned about my daughter, so I did start swimming 5 nights a week. So I'd lived a lot of the show by the time I came to it.
Swimming's quite a hassle though. You got to get changed. You got to get there.
My parents have got a pool.
Dry. Oh, okay, well there we go.
I was staying at their house, so they've got
But you're not staying there now.
No.
So is that now a hassle to keep up?
I'm just not doing it as regularly. I cycle I'm mixing it up with other things. Okay. But yeah, I agree with you. It's a whole faff.
How do I break this? Because McDonald's, it's definitely like addictive.
You're going to have to make your own
the whistling
packed lunch.
I know, but the problem with that is
yes. You can barely dress yourself.
No, I'm actually really good in the kitchen as it goes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right? A, time.
Yeah.
B, it's that kind of willpower thing. Even if I lock it in the boot, I've eaten it before I've even got to the gig.
Okay.
So if it's there, I'm going to eat it.
Right. And then you have another McDonald's. So just pure gluttony and lack of self-control is what's destroying your life.
It's what's destroying my whole career.
Well, therapy, I suppose, is somewhere to go.
It's expensive, isn't it?
It is expensive, yeah.
Therapy? That could be your answer to all your problems.
Do you want to do it for me?
I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah,
what's wrong?
I keep eating McDonald's.
Yeah, that's
got no self-control.
Do you think maybe...
Because my parents.
Think you may be having a podcast that's about solving problems, and when you get your friends down into a bunker to discuss things with you and then share it with the internet. Do you think that is you crying out for therapy? There's something...
No, it's me crying out for fame.
This is a route to fame, is it?
Well, it's
not that because that's my problem. There are too many podcasts.
Yeah, of course.
And I haven't got time to listen to all of them.
Yeah, nor do I. And I imagine we spend similar amounts of time on the road in the car.
I like a talking book.
Do you?
Yeah.
How you're smashing it, right? Without
obviously I'm here.
Yeah. How you do pretty well sales wise generally on tours? Are you smashing it?
Horrible question to ask.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
That's just
no,
really,
I think you're doing really well.
We're going to come down to compare our numbers.
No, not compare. I mean, we're both.
I do all right, but I'm here.
I'm not struggling.
You do well.
I'm not even trying.
I'm doing all right. I'm here.
Yeah, this is bad. This is a misstep.
No, but I'm here trying to get the 5 people who watch this. I want them to buy tickets. I'm not selling out. I've got capacity to grow. Yeah. So that's why when Joe texted me and said, "Do you want to do my podcast?" And I was like, "Thank God he didn't call me just to talk."
I can solve this for you.
Yeah.
What about if I did your tour support?
Would you do it for free?
Yeah.
You owe me one because I'm not being paid for this. Well, I got that $250.
All right, I'll do one.
One tour support. I don't know if the pizza box thing is.
I don't do that anymore.
I'm Joey's agent at the moment.
Yeah,
we've got this. Have
do it.
you got an agent?
Yeah, she's great.
It's me. I talked to her and I'm taking over for her.
Yeah, I thought.
What can you give him? Crisps? Can you give him hula hoops?
No more junk food.
Absolutely no, because we've got to solve his McDonald's problem. I will expect him to bring a packed lunch for both of us because he said he's good in the kitchen. I want it to be good, and you'll have to wash your hat or you're not getting in my car.
Is this really the best we can do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's no hula hoops.
Yeah.
I'm
the exposure.
I'm the fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation at this point. He's a dying man. It's like it could come out.
Listen,
and fulfill his potential.
I'm currently waiting on some blood tests, and if it comes out that I am dying, you're gonna feel so bad.
I won't.
Okay.
I'll send you a joke about it via WhatsApp.
All right, cool.
Yeah. We'll be light-hearted about it, and they'll be like, "Do you see the horrible thing, Garrett? No, I was just trying to lift his spirit." Yeah.
R.I.P. lol.
Yeah.
R.I.P. bozo.
Yeah.
So I just easy on the Tesco meal deal when you come out of here. Just get something
I'm going to go and get a poke bowl.
I do actually care about. Are you?
Yeah, I like that last time.
Pasta salad.
It's good. What are you cooking these days? Come on. What are you cooking? What are you cooking?
What am I cooking?
What's in the kitchen? What's in the goddamn kitchen?
I got to cook things my daughter will eat. So she won't eat meat. She's a 2-year-old. Yeah, she's going down the vegan thing. It's very worrying. But you never know when you have children how they're going to turn out. But she just won't. If you
wokeness gets them young.
Right.
She's terrible.
She went
as soon as they wake up, they're woke.
Peppa Pig, I blame for that.
Yeah. She loves Peppa Pig.
Because they expect meat to taste like sweets.
No, that's Percy Pig. Peppa Pig is a sociopathic little spoilt child who's a pig. And she's just awful. And she's got a little brother who doesn't talk. He's called George. And she's got parents who are called Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig, obviously. She's taught by a French gazelle. She's got friends that are all different types of animals. But she sort of talks and snorts. And she acts out a lot. And my friend Tree says that her children behave like complete arseholes after listening to Peppa Pig.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. There are sort of grades. If we can really get into this, I've got some. Yeah, I've got some opinions.
You should save this for when you're on Parenting Hell.
Do you hate Bing?
I hate Bing.
Yeah, because I've got a little nephew.
Bing is awful,
and parents seem to really hate Bing.
He's awful. He's a complete cunt.
Do you know who I hate?
Yeah,
my nephew watches him.
Yeah,
Mr. Tumble.
Oh, Mr. Tumble. He's all right.
No, he's going to be the next one.
What do you mean?
No, he's not. Mr. Tumble's pure. He lives with a robot. Tumble's excellent. I've got a lot of time for Tumble. Yeah. Dougie, very good. Dougie's a dog-based scout leader. Who looks after animals. Is interpreted by Alexander Armstrong. The Bing that really threw me. So Bing is a panda and a couple of rabbits, and they're all arseholes. So Bing basically, he'll come in here and you'll have a drink, and Bing will be like, "I want that drink." And then they're all looked after by soft toys. It's never explained. The soft toys are much smaller. So the soft toys who are in loco parentis of the rabbits could be overpowered at any minute by the rabbits. And he's just every episode is him being like, "I want what someone else has got," and then throwing a shape. And then the little soft toy that looks after him is played by Oscar-nominated Mark Rylance, one of the greatest actors of his generation. And that upsets me. I saw him 10, 12 years ago in Jerusalem, the Royal Court.
I've never been there.
To the Royal Court?
No, to Jerusalem.
Right. You look like someone who hasn't been to either, to be fair.
I actually did.
They wouldn't let you in the Royal Court.
The Young Writers program at the Royal Court once. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And that went well?
Turns out I can't write.
Yeah, okay. You've got to learn to read first.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm not being mean. You said you couldn't read at the beginning of the podcast. It was a callback to that.
We'll cut the earlier bit out.
Yeah. It just looks like plain bullying.
Yeah.
Which a lot of this has been. I'm really tired. Sorry, I've only had 3 hours sleep.
I think it's good.
Acerbic and mean.
It's come across as bantering,
I think what happens is people like me
that's what bullying's called past the age of 20.
I think what happens is people like me who don't have kids really have got a lot of resentment for parents, and then they create programs that teach their children to be worse, which is what's happening with this Bing and Peppa Pig.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But there are some good programs out there. There's one called In the Night Garden with a little sort of toy thing called Iggle Piggle.
No, I hate that.
Yeah?
I hate that. I tried to read that to my nephew. And it's like, well, if anything makes you look like you can't read, it's that, because they're not real words.
Have you seen Moon and Me?
I haven't seen Moon and Me.
Oh, that's a good one.
I tend to stick.
Why are you seeing all these?
I have a nephew and 2 nieces.
Good cover.
I don't watch.
That's all I watch. People are like, "Oh, have you seen The Boiling Point?" And I'm like, "No, but I've seen every episode of the full series of Hey Dougie 7 times." Yeah. I was watching Bluey this morning, which is an Australian program about dogs, a family of dogs.
Not what you think, Bluey.
No, like a pornographic film. Yeah. No, not that. I was watching it with a 2-year-old at 10 to 6 this morning to try and sort of get a little bit of an extra nap going, "Do you want to watch some telly on the iPad?" And she was like, "I want to go downstairs." Like, no.
Downstairs is closed.
Downstairs is closed.
You can lie to children when they're
Yeah.
Well, it literally is. It's a stair gate.
Yeah.
So it's locked. Downstairs is closed. And she will go to the stair gate and go, "You've locked the gate." Yeah, I've locked the gate. Like, why? Because I'm doing the laundry and you'll get up to mischief. Yeah. It's very rewarding, though. No one with kids is listening to this.
No.
They listen to those like
Parenting Hell.
Yeah.
All our listeners are incels, so they don't have children.
Yeah. Well, there are those
prison.
There are a couple of podcasts for people who are married with children. There are the ones where like a couple, they're like, oh God, aren't couples mad? And then they just go through that. And that's awful. And there's the other one where people pretend not to like their children for money.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I don't like that kind of thing. It's very successful.
A lot of comedians do it as well. A lot of like very aggressive.
Pretend I've got a kid.
I see a lot of aggressive slagging off their own children.
Yeah.
Like they're really mean to them.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like
having kids is great. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
I really like my kid. It's good, and that's not my shtick on stage. I don't like stuff, so I'm not going to do that because I don't want her to get to an age and be able to sort of type my name into YouTube and find just hours and hours of me slagging her off. I don't think that's fair.
A whole special.
I'm really careful.
I hate my daughter.
Yeah, I'm really careful about that. Like we don't put any pictures of her on the internet.
Yeah.
Or anything on social media or anything. I think that's all going to be like this generation's secondhand smoking.
Yeah, no,
like that's going to be it because people.
Well, I think it's phones. And it's screens.
Yeah, I mean the two things are connected. But yeah, essentially from the moment people are like, oh, you have your scan, and then you put up a picture of your scan, and then the baby's born, and you just document the kid. It's this huge picture book of their whole life. They're basically like in the Truman Show, and then they get to like 16 and you're like, here's this huge like digital footprint we've saddled you with. There you go, deal with that. And you go, I just let the kid have a little bit of privacy. Like you don't need to. Like my Instagram would be a lot more successful. My kid's really cute. Yeah. It'd be a lot more successful if I was able to whore her out on Instagram and be like, look how cute she is at the zoo and stuff.
Sell some tickets to Daddy's show.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But I'm a better person.
I have seen people.
I know. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, I want to say I'm better.
Yeah,
than everyone else.
Than all the other parents.
Not just everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I haven't done that. I do think about it sometimes though. There's some great pictures on my phone where I'm like,
just a lot of likes.
Keep them for yourself.
Yeah, I know. But
so what was your problem? There's too many podcasts.
Well, we sort of covered both of them. One, there's too many podcasts, and I'm quite tired.
Okay.
And also, I'm eating too much McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like you had a McDonald's last night.
What is your McDonald's? I don't want to,
Well, I was disgusted during your intro where you said if there's a special burger on, never go off-piste. The special burger.
He was really shaking his head.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it's awful. It's awful.
Some of them can be good, but actually, I'll tell you who do the best special burgers is Burger King.
No. It's just not even entertaining.
If you're going to have a special one.
No, I don't want a barbecue Whopper. Absolutely. It's all out of the same bin, isn't it? And you can't go to Burger King because the chips are unacceptable.
I like the McDonald's chips.
They're either one thing or the other. They're either incredible or awful.
Yeah.
So if they've just come out of the fryer and they've salted them, absolutely superb.
If they're salted, yeah.
But they only salt them 2/3 of the time, which I think they do deliberately to teach us something about life. Oh. And then sometimes they're hard.
Can I just say also, while we're on the McDonald's episode, I've got 2 yellow stickers
I was going to ask about that.
From the Monopoly.
Yeah.
And if I get one more, then I've got a holiday. So if anyone's got one of the yellow 2K holiday
you need to get away. You've had a difficult time.
Give me a shout and I'll buy it off you.
Is that allowed?
Yeah. It's my podcast. Do what I want.
Are you collecting these little things?
I'm not. No, I threw them all away last night. I might have had
nothing good
because I got a large, big, tasty meal. So I got 6 game tiles.
Can I tell you something that you might not like? You know that you can customize the burgers. I like to put lettuce in my quarter pounder.
Yeah, that's not.
It's an added extra.
That's incorrect.
Lettuce.
Yeah. Give it a bit more of a nice, fresh crunch.
Why don't you just order a Big Mac?
Because I don't want that extra layer of bread.
Why not?
Because I don't.
Okay.
It's too much bread. Bilal, what was your problem?
Oh, mine was that I got to be at a 12-hour wedding tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
How do you enjoy that?
You just don't. I hate weddings. I absolutely hate weddings. You'll be sat next to. They might have put. Do you know the person particularly well?
It's my wife's friend.
Oh God!
So, how many times have you met?
Lovely people.
How many times have you met the friend?
Yeah, you don't have to say that.
5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got it. Oh, I've got it.
Wife's friends' weddings are the worst weddings.
Now we're filming another one of these after this next week. No,
next week.
And in that you have to start saying you're a bit ill
because you've been to a
wedding. Because then you've got COVID, and then you can't go to the wedding. We could get you a fake COVID
You can't
test.
not. Like someone spent it's like £80 a head to put on a wedding. They're dreadful.
No, I'm going. I have to go.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
You can't just not show up to things.
You could start.
Bilal's married.
Pretending you've got COVID.
Who am I lying to?
It's ready.
Can you tell me what you've been cooking?
Oh yeah.
Because we didn't get to it.
Yeah. So my it's the one way of getting protein is absolutely love spaghetti bolognese, but won't touch meat in any other format.
Oh.
So I do a very good spaghetti bolognese. It takes hours.
Can I ask you? Okay, can we chat spaghetti bolognese methods, secrets? Because I've got a couple that I'd like to share and see if you like them or not.
Okay, you start.
Okay, I like to put Marmite in mine. Makes it taste beefier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of. Also, you need a little bit of sweetness and heat. So I put a little bit of chili jam in there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're my two secrets. On top of the usual suspects.
I put a little bit of Worcester sauce in there. I don't think that's. What I do.
I concur.
So I make rather than just putting Marmite in, what I do, I make up beef stock, and when I've cooked the minced carrots, celery, onions with the mince, a little bit bacon, I make that. I fill to the top of the pan with beef stock, and then I reduce it down over 4 or 5 hours. Beef stock.
Wow.
And that's how you make it beefy. But I could just
throw
it.
Out of all the vegetables, I think celery is an absolute cunt.
So I put £5 in.
Put £5.
And we've shot down the table again.
Okay. Time for Colleen.
Yeah.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm just
the wedding.
Oh,
swearing
and the wedding.
Well, we can't solve the wedding. We can't. Even
Well, I was just
I've given
wondering,
you
like,
an
how do you
lie about your job for a start?
Yes.
Why don't you just go for
wives' friends, they will have sat you next to the office card, and you'll probably end up having 3 conversations with the office card about how they've always wanted to try stand up, and the only response to that is, "Well, you should."
Yeah.
That's it. It's a conversation that goes nowhere. It's like if you went out with someone, I've always really wanted to go kayaking. You go, well, do. It's not like.
Yeah.
Do you have to be there for 12 hours?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, what if a gig came up and you had to leave early?
I can't, man. We got to stay in the area as well.
Yeah, but the gig.
Where is the area?
It's like near Milton Keynes somewhere, but like countryside.
And have a bit of PPT.
Oh, there's this comedy cow up in Milton Keynes. Send some emails this afternoon.
I'll do that in my suit.
Yeah, you could. You can just
and or just pretend.
I don't
go back to your Airbnb for a bit of PPT.
Do you like her friends?
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, they're nice.
You know that thing.
But
I just
don't
able to spend much time with them because you're always recording podcasts or out on the road.
That's it. You got to be always, grind, hustle.
You're selling those tickets.
But I won't know obviously a lot of people there.
No.
And I am going to get stuck talking to people I don't know.
Yeah. And they'll ask you questions about your job.
What do you do?
Yeah. Just lie. Just say you're unemployed, which is effectively true.
Yeah.
Basically.
The amount that you gig, you basically are.
So
I gig a lot, by the way, everyone. It's not true that what they're saying.
It's Joey does.
There's only one person there gigging tonight, and that's me.
Yeah.
Headlining Petersfield. That was last week.
Petersfield. For Chaz?
You didn't swear.
For Chaz?
Huh?
It's Petersfield for Chaz.
Who's Peters? Chaz. Who's
You're
Chaz?
not working tonight, are you? You said you're headlining Petersfield.
I am.
Petersfield, and then you said, who's Peter?
No. It's epic comedy.
Okay.
That doesn't exist.
Who are you on with? Sorry, I've rephrased that. Why are you headlining?
Oh, because I'm really good now.
Has there been a mix-up?
No, I'm so good. No, it's called a dropout.
Yeah. Joey and 4 rising stars.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us who you're on with.
I'm going to do that now.
Probably a guy from Instagram who's never done a gig opening.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I doubt there'd still be.
You can still
Robert
buy
White.
tickets.
Sorry, Robert White.
Robert White.
Why are you closing?
He must be doubling.
He's been on Britain's Got Talent. Yeah, that'll be a double.
Oh, I haven't got time for that.
Who else?
I can't see the middle actors. Okay.
Well, that was a good bit of podcasting. Good thing we don't edit this much.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to do Colleen Nolan?
Yeah.
Basically, we're going to put you in the shoes of Colleen Nolan, who is the Daily Mirror's premier problem solver.
Right.
We're going to give you a problem that was sent to her.
Is she from
the Nolan sisters?
And
Loose Women?
And the Nolan sisters.
Right. Is that what they call the people who host Loose Women?
The Nolan sisters.
Yeah.
No, they were a band, the Nolan sisters, in the 80s.
Never heard of them.
Oh, really?
Pop.
I've never heard of Colleen Nolan, to be fair.
Oh.
Okay.
I haven't heard of Loose
My
Women.
mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law, who I've never really got on with that well, confessed to me that she's been having an affair with one of the husband's friends.
One of the husband's friends? Her husband's friends?
Oh, with the husband's... Yes, I told you I can't read. We'd both had a few drinks and it all came tumbling out. I got the impression she needed to... I got the impression that she needed to offload and I just happened to be there in the wrong place at the wrong time. Apparently, she meets this man at the allotments as their partners have no interest in gardening and would never show up.
Okay.
She's having a little go on his marrows and carrots.
The whole thing's tight as a drum if she hadn't got drunk and leaked it to somebody who doesn't like her and is going to tell Colleen Nolan.
Yeah. She said nobody knows apart from me and swore me to secrecy. Maybe she told me because we're not that close and she doesn't really care what I think of her, but she wanted advice on what to do next as she's in love with the guy and his asparagus.
Does it really say that?
No, I added the asparagus.
Okay, good.
You could tell that you added that.
Thank you.
Texture.
What would you do? What would you advise this woman? It's enough.
What do I advise this woman? It's none of your business. I just tell her. I'd say, look, I know. You can come out and be straight and go. You and I have never really got on. Mm-hmm. There was no reason for you to tell me that. Mm-hmm. If you want to go through life with these burdens, you have to not offload them to other people. Which is, you're not asking for advice. You're being selfish by handing a grenade over. Just hand the grenade back and say, I don't like you and I don't care about your problems and don't make them mine. You're old enough to be dealing with your own nonsense without trying to spread it around the place. And now look what's happened. It's in a newspaper and Colleen Nolan's playing in on it.
It's on a podcast now.
It's on a podcast
and now it's on a podcast with Joey Page and things about asparagus. But basically, if you want to have an affair, go and have your affair, but keep it secret, keep it to yourself, don't burden it with other people, and don't be going out offloading, because that's just guilt. It's a selfish act. You're going, here's my guilt. Would you want to have a little bit? You're looking for a co-conspirator. So on many, many fronts, the only thing I can ascertain from all of the information I have is you are a selfish piece of shit, and that's not just to do with who you're fucking in an allotment. Now get yourself together and stop being such a bin fire of a fucking human.
He was looking at you when he said that.
He was also a little bit where he said, don't come to me with your problems.
I mean that.
It's a great way to end the podcast.
Broadly speaking to everyone, don't.
Yeah, don't.
I think
that was actually my favourite piece of advice
really
ever given on this podcast.
I think she told her to try and brag. I think she's showing off about
his marrow.
Yeah, there's no good reason to tell anyone that.
Squash.
Yeah, it's just it's awful. She's not unburdening. It's like a problem. The thing that people don't realise is a problem shared is actually a problem doubled. Yeah, it's not halved, it's doubled. And most of the time you can sort things out by yourself. And this fashion that we've got into, going around asking other people, telling other people, you don't need to do it. Do everything that you can possibly do on yourself, and then if you're stuck, break glass in terms of an emergency. But I think this is just a very complicated way of me saying I'd rather I was left alone.
Yeah, and you saying that makes a lot of sense, and this is probably the last ever episode of the podcast.
Oh,
I forgot what the purpose of the podcast is. Do keep sending your problems into Joey.
Or Bilal. I don't want them all.
Well, you're the one reading them out. I didn't mean to... in terms of who's the straight man and whatnot, I feel Bilal is the straight man.
Someone has to anchor it.
You should be the one reading, because I can't actually read.
No, but he doesn't.
Could read.
I don't get the impression that Bilal cares. I think he's just here to anchor you, as opposed to
ground me.
Yeah,
he pays me to do this.
Oh, obviously,
he's paying me loads.
He's got that pizza box money.
Don't say that, because these guys don't get.
I'm not the only one doing this for free.
Yeah. He doesn't pay the people that actually work on it, but he's giving me £1,000 an episode. And he begs and he cries. He calls me up and he cries. So please don't leave me.
He's only getting that money from selling drugs, because he's not getting it from telling jokes.
Yeah. Do you want to read Colleen's answer?
No, I don't think we need to. I think that was such a comprehensive answer.
I want to hear what this Nolan lady thinks.
Okay, all right, fine.
We all do.
It's quite
that's
short,
why she's
actually.
in a newspaper.
It's quite short. This one hasn't got any comments either. I'm worried that she's not getting like the algorithm for Instagram comedy videos.
You don't need to comment on things if she solved the problem. If she's nailed it, everyone's just gone.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Wow. she's really crossed the line here, and I think you need to have another sober conversation with her. Tell her she's put you in a really bad situation by expecting you to keep this from your husband and your father-in-law. And if it all comes out and they find out you knew, they'd be really upset with you too. I'm a little confused about why she chose to confide in you. It's almost like she's testing you. Even if you had a close relationship, this is a really unfair thing to do.
Actually, you could use it to extort money out of her. That's always an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does she even care? Or does she want her husband to know, really, you know?
Well,
but I'd extort, yeah.
It's something for us to all think about for next week.
If you are the person having the affair and the allotment,
and you're listening to this, what a Venn diagram piece of luck.
And you feel you've been unfairly treated, and neither I nor Colleen have satisfactorily answered your question. Sorry, I don't mean the person having the. Well, it's so complicated. One of the people mentioned in the thing, and you want to write into Joey, I'm sure he'd be delighted.
I would be. I've got very little to do this afternoon. Garrett,
you shocked me.
Where can people find your tour dates, your musings, your albums?
It's all. If you go to my Instagram or my Twitter or my website, which is at millerickcomedy or garrettmillerick.com. I've got a new special coming out. I'm touring next year. I've got a radio series coming out in the spring. I'll be touring this time next year.
Can you say where the special is going to be?
The special is coming out from £800 Gorilla, so it's going to be on Amazon, iTunes, and things. I think eventually it will be on their YouTube. I've got a special out on YouTube now, and I've got 2 stand-up albums with them, which are available in all good places. And I've got another stand-up album. I've got lots of things coming out, and this podcast. That's why I was
here
going to get to promote lots of things.
Yes, man.
And the radio series.
Well, we can just have this bit and delete the rest.
We'll just put this bit on a loop.
That would be optimal.
Just a loop.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
It was my pleasure.
I love you.
I know you do.
Thank you. And I love you at home even more, so thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here on Got a Problem, Mate. Please don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe. Give us the 5 little stars and say hello.
Gotaproblemmate@gmail.com is the email if you want to send
in a problem.
We didn't do it this time.
Oh, shit. Well, too late.
It's fine.